Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Carrie Dillon. We are joined by Gordon.H.Fair from Coastal Tai Chi. And you are dressed appropriately today, I can see.
I am a gi.
Yeah. Oh, you're, so that's what it's called.
Gi,
it's called
yes.
the gi. Okay. Do you have to wear one to do Tai Chi?
No, you do not. No.
All right, let's demystify and define a little bit Tai Chi, because it can kind of conjure up some images for folks, and I don't know what everyone associates with it, but let's demystify a little bit and define what Tai Chi is.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about the history and then some of the health benefits and so forth.
Yeah.
So Tai Chi was an exercise that really was developed by the Tao monks of China, mainland China, back in 780 AD. It's part of it's part of the. You've heard of martial arts?
Yeah.
So martial arts is one of the many katas, as they're called, associated with martial arts. They're learned routines is what they are.
Okay.
And so these routines were basically passed down from mother to daughter, father to son. Nothing was ever written down.
Okay.
And mainly they were used as a form of defense against marauding invaders that would kind of try to come in and pilfer their goods and so forth. But they kind of developed over time to become more of an exercise that a lot of people like.
Yeah.
And it does have really attractive health benefits.
Okay, so talk a little bit about like what it can do for somebody health-wise.
It's great because it helps with mental focus. It helps reduce stress. It helps with your circulation. It helps to strengthen your ligaments and tendons in your joints and so forth. It helps with breathing. And more importantly, it helps with balance.
That's always something that needs
Well,
work.
it is.
I don't care what age, balance is always something that can be improved upon.
Right. It's in fact, Tai Chi means great balancing.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what it means.
I had no idea. All right,
One final fact, though. This is interesting. It is supported by both the Center for Disease Control as well as the Arthritis Foundation for a great way. Yeah, preventative falls, helping to prevent falls, as well as working on your balance.
Because that's what happens, really, is that over time it gets more and more difficult to correct when you're in process of a fall.
Absolutely.
Right, to catch it before it happens. Okay, so question for you. Are there multiple types of movements, or is it always one routine, or talk a little bit about that?
Well, there's different types of Tai Chi. The one that I teach is something called Tai Chi Tuan. It's made up of 60 individual movements. So if we were to look at if we had a film strip and each cell was a movement, there would be 60 of those.
Okay.
So as we advance that film, it's a continual movement throughout.
So do you sort of pick in between the 60 every class?
Well,
or
what
is
I do is it's kind of like a progressive program where we'll start and we'll introduce 5. We'll continually go back and work over what we worked over in the past, introduce 5 more, and so forth. So it's a progressive type program.
Okay, so what kind of shape does one need to be in order to do it? Is it something that you can know nothing about and just hop right in? But you should probably continue with it a little bit, right? Having that sort of continuity is always helpful.
Absolutely. You don't really have to have any type of particular shape to get into it.
Okay.
I always recommend if people have any health issues or any kind of balance issues, they should probably consult with their physician first. But for the most part, it's low impact. There's really, there are some points where you need to stand on one leg, that type of thing. So there is some balance. And if you do need an assistant, like a chair, good idea to have one handy so you can because I don't want anybody to fall.
Yeah. Now this is something that you offer free of charge for folks. So let's talk about how they get in touch with you to do this and where you do it. Is it is it outside, or talk about that?
Well, I've done it at several of the gated communities around here. I'm not permitted to charge anything for it because I'm still a practicing financial advisor with Merrill Lynch here on the island at the Hatton Place location.
Great way to meet people.
Yeah, it's great.
To share something so beautiful.
Exactly. So it's something that
you want to do it anyway, right?
Well, I do it every day.
Right, so join me and do it.
That's exactly right.
I love that. So folks can get in touch with you, put together a couple of people and do the class. And then so it's really just get in touch with you and talk and set up something.
Correct.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Anybody who's looking to get to know Tai Chi a little bit, it's wonderful to have you with us today.
Thank you.
So good to have you. And it's always something I've always wanted to try. So you might be hearing from me. We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.